So a video on leaking power, leaking motivation. All motivation is life force, and life force comes from God, comes from life. It's the force of life, and the force of life is always there. It's like a radio frequency that we tap into, and when we're there, we know it. We know it for certain, and it feels great. We're highly motivated, and we know that this motivation, when we feel it, is always guiding us towards love. So sometimes in this society, the normality, the frequency of the collected consciousness is not always in tune with the high frequency of love. No, so that motivation to accomplish and to accumulate and to preserve and keep a high standard and go for safety, that motivational force is like a collective force. It's making us seek safety and security. So when the life force that creates safety and security in that way, in the like collected conscious way of the society, is cut off, it means that either we go into a depression or we seek the higher frequency of love. And of course, I suggest the higher frequency of love, and that's why we're here. So hitting that wall of not feeling motivation as before is really a guidance into God's will. And it's God's will that plants grow and flower, spread seeds, and just is what it is. And human beings, we're born with a consciousness, and the way we spread our flowers is to expand our consciousness and to make love and create more love and beauty. And that's art, music, creativity, and overall a sharing. So the frequency of love is never something you can debate or argue about or reason about. It's a frequency, and love is a highly intelligent, motivating force, and it's never abandoning us. It's us who can tap out of that frequency and in that way abandon ourselves. And it is my experience that the frequency of love is God's life force within us. And when I say God, it's a higher consciousness. It's the creator, the creative force of intelligence in the universe that makes a difference between me and this thing. I'm alive, I'm awake, and I'm conscious. So God created us to experience through us, and we're born with a free choice, but nonetheless we are guided within us, so that when we feel we hit a hard wall, we have to turn around, step into our hearts and our frequency, consciousness, and go with the flow of love. So the flow of love is not necessarily easy, because the mind is obstructing it. It's like the mind is like this fire-spitting dragon that kind of prevents us from going into love, from falling in love and following our heart. And like not following the mainstream, because when it comes to it, it's our own responsibility to be satisfied with life. And I bet that everyone wants love and knows that love is the only thing that satisfies us. It's love felt in the heart, shared and expressed.